Okay, so in this video we're going to go through how to analyse your data for vaccination coverage, taking account of dogs that have left. Okay, so we're using the data that you should have created using the previous video that explained how to remove the original visit data. So now what you should have is this data file here. I call it doglog test data test, and the original visit data has been excluded, and now we only have one set of visit data per dog, so we just have one row for each dog. Right, so the first thing that you need to do is you actually need to save this CSV file as an Excel file, and we do that because it gives us flexibility with our visual dashboard later. So we just do save as, and we change this type to this one here, XLS. Click OK and save. It doesn't like it because I have a newer version of Excel, but that's okay, just click OK. Right, so now we're going to open up your visual dashboard. So this is one of the EpiInfo modules. So we click visual dashboard. Here we go. Now the first thing we need to do is set our data source. Oh, tell a lie. The next thing we need to do is we need to close this file because we want to open it now in our visual dashboard. So just go ahead and shut that file. Back to visual dashboard. So we're going to set the data source now. So we're going to choose this data file type, the XLS, and then we're going to look for it on my computer. Obviously your location might be slightly different. Here we are. This is the file that I've just created, doglog data test XLS, and as I say, this data file only includes one row of data per dog because I have only taken the most recent visit record. Click open, and then this has been ticked. First row contains header information. Click OK, and we want that first sheet. These two other worksheets in this Excel file will be empty. We just want to click that first one and click OK. Okay, so now it's reading that data file, and here you go. Now it tells us up here that we have 2,611 records, and you can use this drop down menu to flip between them so you can look at the data file itself. Here's all of the data. You can look at a list of the variables. This is sometimes useful because it tells you what type of data type the variables are. So back to analysis. So probably the first thing we want to look at is about the number of dogs that have left. So we're going to go to, sorry, this was a right click and then add analysis gadget, and we're going to go to frequency. And the variable that we're looking for is owned dog has left household. Click that one and then click OK. Okay, so now we can see that just 22 dogs have left the household when the second visit was conducted. And then we're going to have a look at the frequency of another one. Frequency. And this time we're going to go to the unowned dog has left Ranger. Click that and click OK. Okay, so none of the unowned dogs have left. So now we know that what we need to do is exclude these guys here, these 22. So we can do that quite simply by looking at our data filters. So we go in here, go to where owned dog has left household. And we do not want to include, we only want to include those dogs where the dog has not left the household. So we want to make sure it's equal to no, and then add filter. All right. Now we have 2,560 records. We've excluded the 22 where the owned dog had left. And now we're going to come up with the days since the last vaccination. So we're going to go here. We're going to create a new variable. And we're going to use a simple assignment. And we're going to have difference in days. And we're going to call this days since last vac. And difference in days. Now the start date is the vaccination date, and the end date is the system date. The system date is today's date. So we're now going to get the difference between today and when the dog was last vaccinated. And click OK. Actually, let's have a look at that one. Actually, not going to be able to because I think there's going to be a number of days. Let's just have a quick look. Sometimes if you have too many days, it doesn't like to show you. So we're looking for days since last vaccination. Here it is. This is the date, the variable we just created. Click OK. Oh, here it is. It can manage all of them. Here we go. Oh, look at all those different options of days since last vaccination. Ooh, lots of them. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to recode this one. We're going to create yet another variable, this time with a recoded value. And the source field is going to be that one that we've just created, days since last vaccination. And the destination field here, we can just give it, gives it an automatic name, days since last vaccination recoded. And it will be text. So we're going to recode it. So if it was 0 days to 365 days, then the vaccination is current. So it means that if it was 0 days since last vaccination, it would have been vaccinated today. So obviously the vaccination is current up until it being vaccinated exactly a year ago. And we'll say the vaccination is current when it was vaccinated exactly a year ago. Now, if it's longer than that, 366 days, and we'll put it to high value up to the maximum, this is where the vaccination has lapsed. Okay, and then click OK. Give it a second, right, and then it's created that one. So now we can have a look at this new one we've just created. Again, right click, add analysis gadget, frequency. We're going to go to this one that we've just created, days since last vaccination recoded. Click OK. And now we can see that of the dogs that are vaccinated, for 27 of them, the vaccination was more than a year ago. Okay. So we're now going to create yet another variable. We're going to go new variable. And this time we're going to do conditional assignment. And what we're going to create now is we're going to categorize dogs into vaccinated and not vaccinated, taking into account those 27 whose vaccination has lapsed. So conditional assignment. And let's call this one their vaccination status today, because we're using the system date we're using today. And it's going to be a text field, and we're going to create this. Okay, so we're going to, first question we're going to ask is dog vaccinated? Here we go. Is dog vaccinated? And if it is equal to TIDAC, no, add condition, or if days since last vaccination, where have we gone? Here, no, not yet, here. Days since last vaccination is equal to vaccination lapsed. Add condition. So it can be either that they haven't been vaccinated at all, or important that we've clicked the or here, they've been vaccinated but their vaccination has lapsed because it was a long time ago. Click OK. And this time they're going to be described as not vaccinated. Now, if they're any other type of dog, either they're going to have been vaccinated and their vaccination is in date, so in which case they're a vaccinated dog. So now we are defining our dogs either as never vaccinated or vaccinated more than a year ago, in which case they're going to be called not vax. Otherwise, they're going to be called vax, because the alternative is that they have been vaccinated and it was within the last year. So we click OK. Okay. And then let's have a look at that one. Frequency. Scroll down to the bottom. This is the one we want. This one we just created. Vaccination status today. Click OK. There we go. So of our 2,560 dogs, 1,632, or about 64%, are vaccinated. 928 of them were either not vaccinated or they have been vaccinated more than a year ago. Now, if you like, you can group that by Banjar. Let's do that one again. Right click, frequency. We're all the way down to vaccination status today, and this time you're going to click grouping, and you can group by band jar name. Click OK, and now you have the vaccination status in each band jar. Here we go, that's all the band jars. You could also do this by DASA. So we do frequency, vaccination status today, group and sort by DASA. Click OK, and here now we have the vaccination status in each of the DASAs. Okay, now you can save this canvas. You don't have to go through this process all again. I realise we've created a lot of defined variables. We did that important data filter at the beginning to get rid of any dogs that have left. So what we're going to do is go File, up here, this 3 dash thing, and then you can save canvas as, and you can give it a name like vaccination status today. Click OK, and that basically saves all of your working, all of this analysis setup. So if you close this now and then reopen Visual Dashboard, and instead of setting the data source, this time you can just go to here and then open Canvas, and then we can pick it up. This is the one we've just created, vaccination status today. Double click that, and it'll open up with all of your analysis still there. Now the great thing about that is that you can keep replacing your test file here, the Dogalog data test. You can keep replacing that data with more data, more up-to-date data, and so that you're constantly using the same analysis but on a different data set. You can do that either by resaving your new data with the same name, or you can actually change the data file. If you go here to Options and go to Canvas Properties, here it tells you which data file you are analysing, and if you like, you can always go browse and select a different data file, whatever you fancy from in here. So you can choose it anywhere on your computer, so then you can replace your data file. Now just note, you need to be sure that your data file is an XLS file if you want to replace it. It won't work if it's a CSV file. Okay, I'm going to click cancel now because I'm going to keep the same data source. Just want to show you a couple more things. You can also work out the things like the dog type. So again, right click, go down to Add Analysis, Gadget and Frequency, and this time we can include dog type instead. Dog type, click OK. This is all the different types of dogs, and if you like, you can go back in and then group that by something like DASA or by band jar. Go here, grouping and sorting, and you can pick something like let's do band jar name again. Band jar name, click OK, and you see how it recreates this file now split by all the different band jars. You can click add space if you run out. Oh, there's lots of band jars there. You see this little button down here? If you run out of space, you can just click it. It gives you more space to work on. And you can also choose something like is dog sterilised? So here we go. Is dog sterilised? Click that one and OK. Here we go. It gives you the sterilisation status, and you might want to group this one by gender. Grouping and sorting. Click dog gender. Click OK. And here now we have the females that are sterilised and the males that are sterilised, and we can see slightly different percentage sterilisation rate dependent on gender. Okay, so that's probably enough of that one today. I will save this again. You can remember, click up here and click save. Now it's saved this additional analysis at the bottom around gender and dog type. And I will email you this file as well so that you can just open this canvas file. Just know that when you open the canvas, it will be looking for this file here, Dogalog data test. If you are using a different data file, which in a different location, you're going to have to open up here, go to Canvas Properties, and just change this. Go browse and select whatever data file you want on your computer. And click open, and then it should run. All right, and you'll have to select the correct table from your XLS file. Okay, give me a shout any problems. Okay.